Hi everybody, it's Zach from Myshire Farm. We are going to do our weekly Q&A. I did jump on a couple minutes early just because I did miss last week, so I wanted to explain that. We're also going to be doing our giveaway for the 18 and under contest, and wanted to make sure that you guys could hear me, and I wanted to sign this up so that I could read the comments and try to help you with any questions that you might have. So if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. I am a couple minutes early, so we will kind of just take it slow for the first couple of minutes and go from there. Let's see. Give me just a second here. So first off, last week I was about half past dead. Just sicker than I've been in a long time. Like, couldn't even make a post. Like, I didn't want to do anything. Massive migraine, a lot of stuff going on. I am feeling better. Still a little lethargic, but I can push through that. But last Sunday, there was no pushing. It was just straight up wishing death upon me. So I apologize about that. I did set something up where it would be pretty easy for someone else to do. So if something like that ever happens again, somebody will be able to jump on there and just post that, you know, it's been canceled or whatever. So I apologize about that. I did get quite a bit of comments and questions concerning that. Number two, we are doing an 18 and under giveaway today. It was supposed to be last Sunday, but I wasn't there. And it's unfortunately going to be a little anticlimactic. Long story short, we picked a winner. We actually emailed the winner last week because I was late, and then we were going to read it. They've asked us not to. It was a wonderful letter from I think 16, maybe 17 years old. Wonderful letter, very personal. So they really appreciate the win. I think they're going to do wonderful with it. We've talked multiple times since then, but they did ask not to do it on the live video. So, whoever, for you that won, congratulations. Next month we will be doing another giveaway. There was about 4 that was really close, but this one was a good time to do for this person. So congratulations. Keep sending in the applications, the request to win, and tell me why. You can either email Jenna at jenna@myshirefarm.com, or you can email me, Zach, Z-A-C-K, at myshirefarm.com. And we will get you on the list, and we will pick a new winner at the beginning of the month. The new winner is typically read aloud on the first Sunday Q&A of every month and announced as the winner. It was a little bit different this time, and it kind of worked out for everybody just because they didn't really want their information shared, which was completely understandable. So it worked out better than what I planned. So, but congratulations. That's number 1. Number 2, again, I do apologize for not being here last week. Just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. But I apologize, and we will be moving forward with the Sunday night Q&As. So that's not going anywhere, just a mishap from last week. Number 3, if you can hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. Number 4, I want to do a very big shout out to everyone that is on here that is part of Facebook and part of the newbie quail lovers group. We have officially hit over 10,000 members on our newbie quail lovers group that we just started, I don't know, 3 years ago at the most, 2 years ago maybe. And I'm just over the moon. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I'm very happy about it, very excited about it. I love the group that's on there. A bunch of wonderful, wonderful people that are also on here. So tomorrow, to celebrate the 10,000 members, I will actually be doing a giveaway on the Newbie Quail Lover site. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you check it out tomorrow. I do not know when I will be posting it. I've got a bunch of stuff I got to get done tonight and tomorrow morning. So it will be tomorrow. It will last for the entire week. And then the new winner will be announced next Sunday on our Q&A, and then I'll also post it after that. But I'm going to try to do at least one giveaway a month. I was planning on doing a YouTube giveaway first, but that 10,000 mark, I think we're already at 10,400. We just hit the 10,000 mark like a week and a half ago. So we're just growing exponentially. And I couldn't be happier. So because that was such a massive landmark, then I'm going to do the Newbie Quail Lovers group first. So if you're on Facebook, join Newbie Quail Lovers. And we're going to be doing a giveaway for hatching eggs for free for this week starting tomorrow. I'll be posting it on there. And then the winner will first be announced next Sunday at this time on here. And then after I get off YouTube Live, I'll be posting it as well. So thank you for all that are doing that. Last two things. I know I'm boring everybody. I apologize. Number one, if you are new to this, this is strictly to help you in any way that I can with Coturnix quail in raising, breeding, selling, whatever the case may be. Any person or any questions that you have that you're needing help with in that situation. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We also, the people that continue to come on, which I really do appreciate, do a lot of fun stuff. So if I don't know an answer to something, or if I don't have a lot of experience with that, then they'll kind of comment what their experience has been, so you can check those out also. And number two, we always have a lot of fun saying where everybody's from, so I'll do quick shout outs to where everybody is. And it's really fun to see where everybody's from and where the quail lovers are and things like that. So thank you. I hope you participate. I hope you learned something. I hope you hit that like button and subscribe button. And last but not least, last night, 7 p.m., I was on another YouTube channel, which is Coturnix Corner. We did an hour-long Q&A there. I think a lot of great topics were brought up. We'll be doing it monthly over there. It's the it's the second Saturday of every month that I'll be doing a live Q&A with Terry. So I'm very excited about that. We're going to try to do topics over there. I might put that into what we do here as far as topics go. But I know that sometimes it's kind of hard to get a hold of me. And, you know, if you've got a question, I don't want you to feel like, well, that's not part of the topic. So, you know, we'll go from there. But we're going to do topics over there, which I think is going to be pretty cool. So I think that was all. So moving forward, I will start answering comments. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I promise I will get to them. And then we will go from there. So Kiki is on already. She can hear me loud and clear. Thank you. Redneck Okie Quail says hello. Hilltop Outdoors says hello. We can hear you. Wonderful. Kiki says hello. Mike says hello from New Mexico. Welcome. Rich Ross from Auburn, Michigan. Welcome. Charles Cruz from Florida. Welcome. Garrett Phillips here, watching from Hartford, Alabama. Hope you feel better. I am. I got super behind, and I mean super behind. I mean like Monday I had to start moving again because I was already behind schedule. I started feeling pretty sick Saturday midday around 1 o'clock. You know, tried to sleep it off, didn't work Sunday, couldn't move. I mean, it was pretty bad. And then Monday I was like, I just got to get over it. So I went, started working on stuff, and was like, I can't work on my phone. I got to take care of the barn. And Tuesday morning, 78 messages, and I was like, oh my God. So I think I'm all caught up. I have not worked on it today, so I'm already behind again. But that was the worst part of getting over it, was trying to get caught up. But thank you. Rose Cole Drake Heather, you were on last night with Coturnix Corner, so welcome. From Northeast Ohio, welcome. Heather Cole from Vermont, we work pretty well together as well. She is an admin on Quail Call, which she's doing a wonderful job. We're doing a giveaway on there as well, and she is the mastermind behind all that. So thank you, Doug from Can Kannapolis. I think it's Kannapolis, North Carolina. Welcome. Um, Jimmy from Oklahoma, welcome. Tanya, hello. I'm glad you're here. You are in Indiana, I know that. Mike from the Ozarks, welcome. Chad from Minnesota and Lovin' Life at Home from Washington State. David from Idaho. Rhett from Illinois and Patrick from Missouri, welcome all. Buster from Oklahoma, welcome. Gotta skip a couple comments there. Hold on just a second. Actually, if you can give me just a second here. Okay, can't do it. Oh, found it. Oh, crap. Hit the wrong button. Just 1 second. I'm sorry. It's not working. There we go. Got it. All right. Jason says, hello, Zach. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you very much. Jason also says, from Mesa, Arizona, got the Scarlet Tuxes. All 30 showed up with no cracked eggs. They go into lockdown next Sunday. Wonderful. Keep us posted and good luck. We also do something on here if you are new. Number one, everyone likes to hit that like button. They don't, but I keep hitting it or saying it. So if you could hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. But if you've ordered eggs from me, feel free to come on here every Sunday and let us know what your hatch rate was. And we appreciate that. I write it down on my notes, and you know, it's good to share. Scott says, good evening from the UK again. Welcome. You were on last night as well. Thanks for showing up. Charles says, I have 4 cages of breeders and 1 cage stopped laying. They have plenty of light. The other 3 are laying normal. Any ideas on why? My first guess would be molting. How old are they? And I might be able to help a little bit more, but my first guess would be molting. John says, from Magnolia, Texas, is it possible to communicate with other quail people, i.e. like Kiki? Actually, Kiki is a big part of Backyard Chickens, which is a social network website kind of thing. You can check that out. She's great on there. They're also on Facebook. Newbie Quail Lovers is a great way to interact with quail lovers alike. Katernik's Corner has a Facebook page as well. Those would be the top 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. Zach, the 60 eggs are hopefully doing well in the incubator as far as the temperature and humidity. After the very slow mail delivery, I hope they hatch well. Thanks. I'm sure they will, but keep me posted. We'll make sure you get taken care of. Tony from Toronto, welcome. David says, starting quail business, what would you recommend I do to research my area for sales potential? I'm thinking retail sales would be better than restaurants, grocery stores, etc. I would put feelers out there. You got to know your clientele. So, you know, I would go around, find out what you want to do, find out what price point is around your area. If there's nothing in your area, then, you know, a larger scope probably would be best. But if there's not a lot of action in your area as far as quail or quail eggs go, then you can kind of create the market, but you want to interact, you want to communicate. Farmers markets, even if you don't sell there, it's good to get in with those people. You might not be interested in restaurants or grocery stores, but they might give you some leads on where you want to go. Craigslist is a good idea to show where everybody else is at. And the more information, the better, in my opinion. Smoky Tex says, Texas, Queensland, Australia, welcome. Monday at 9:10 a.m. Wow. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. I am on the Facebook page, but very much doubt you will be sending eggs to me if I win. Unfortunately, I would not be able to. We are getting approved for international shipping, but unfortunately, due to the COVID thing, all international shipping on live embryos, which would be hatching eggs, has kind of ceased. And I've not heard any feedback as far as when they even think that's going to be coming a possibility again. Gary from Franklin, North Carolina. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you. David says, how often do you give chicks and Lairs electrolytes, and what brand and where can I get it? You can get it on Amazon, eBay, Tractor Supply, Rural King, I believe. I use Save a Chick, and I do it. I do it every other Friday, so twice a month. Very good question. Terry from North Carolina, welcome. T. Hoffman from Kentucky, you were on as well last night. Thanks for showing up. Hilltop Outdoors, I have a quail that is a little odd. Kind of pecks around at the air near the feeder opening, eventually does make its way to actually picking up food. Have you seen this before? Neurological disorder. It could be blind. I would check the eyes. Could be blind, could be neurological, could just be a goofball. I don't know. I would say one of the first two is more likely. But yeah, I would check the eyes before I do anything else. Very good question. Tony from Toronto, welcome. Tyler says hello from Lakeland, Georgia. Welcome. David, I've been binge watching all your videos and liking and sharing them. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm really hoping. Man, I've got a lot of great ideas. I really do. I've got a lot of things that I really think can help you out. I've got about half my pictures for quail chicks uploaded. I'd love to do half the pictures of chicks, or half in the middle. I was reading and talking at the same time, lost my concentration. You know, a side-by-side picture is what I was trying to say. A side-by-side picture of a chick adult. I really would love to get that done. I'd love to do a new tour. I'd love to organize the YouTube channel. I've got a lot of things that I'm wanting to do. So stay tuned. I am really getting close to being able to knock some of that stuff off the list. We are now back on eBay. We are now back on the website. Almost everything was out of stock on the website for quite a while. We're getting back in stock now, except for a couple. Most of everything is back on eBay. And I'm really hoping by next weekend, I'll be able to do auctions again. I will let the people know that's on the auction page when I'll be doing it. I have not confirmed that yet. I got to do orders for this week to make sure. But it's coming close. I mean, it's not a month away. It's a week or two away. So I'm really excited about that. I loved doing the auctions. I loved interacting with everybody. I loved seeing what everybody was wanting. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait to be able to do it again. So I'm very excited about that. I am having major technical issues, so I apologize. If you would like to take this time to hit the like button, that would be absolutely phenomenal for me. Mike says, ordered eggs from you recently. What do you recommend I do to get best hatch results? Do I need to let them set before putting them in the incubator? You do. I recommend letting them sit in a room temperature for 24 hours. But with every order that I send out, I also put a hatching guide in there that I made that goes into when you should put them in, how long they should be in there, what the temperature, what the humidity should be, when you should put them into lockdown, how long to keep them in there, and things like that. I do recommend you checking out the top 5, in my opinion, and it's not on the YouTube channel, but in my opinion, one of the best videos I ever did on YouTube was the top 5 reasons for chick fatality. I think that could help a ton of people if they watched it. Because I answer more questions about chick fatality than almost anything else. And then I have a lot of questions on incubators when I send it in the mail. So make sure you read over that hatching guide that I send in the mail, which will help tremendously. And then I would also check out the top 5 reasons for chick fatality after or while they're incubating, so you can be prepared with that. I'm always available on BYC, not Facebook for me. Oh, I'm sorry. But Kiki is on BYC, and she is very knowledgeable. So is Tanya. Tanya's on BYC as well. And so if you're on that, I highly recommend you check them two out. I really enjoy them, and I like what they do. Patrick says, what is the difference between Golden Italians and Manchurians? Not a lot, to be honest with you. Manchurians have very, very, very little to none, no markings. It's straight up gold. It'll be a dark head, gold body. Italians will have a bunch of markings on the back. That's pretty much, in layman's terms, that's pretty much the main difference. Again, it actually looks like I'm getting... sorry. It looks like I'm getting pretty close to the end of the topics, or the questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. That hasn't happened for quite a while, which is cool, weird, whatever. So if we run out of questions, we will end it early. I used to try to do 30 minutes, and that never worked out. So we try to keep it under an hour. If we do run out of questions, then I will usually finish up with anything that's kind of been on my mind for the week that a lot of people have asked, and then we'll call it quits. So if you have any questions, feel free to do it now. Charles Cruz says the quail are 3.5 months old and look good. Wonderful, congratulations. Tyler says, hello Zach, have you ever considered making a chart to show what colors you will get when breeding different color birds? That is actually on my list. Ow. Crap, sorry. That is actually on my list. I actually have it done. Someone put it together for me. They actually watched in entirety a couple different times the videos that I did on the genetics. They put it all in paper. They emailed it to me. I have had some issues with that, but we are getting it back in order, and that will be posted. What I'd like to do is post it as a blog on our website. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'd like to do the pictures with it as well. There it is. Let's see. Got it. Okay. So that is coming. Should I look for jumbo wild hatching eggs on your eBay store, Facebook auction page, or the Myshire Facebook website? It will be on the Myshire page first in about 2.5 weeks. I don't know if I'm going to be putting jumbos back on the eBay. They go super fast. I hate taking them out of stock. I think I'm going to keep the jumbo wilds, the jumbo whites, and the jumbo Egyptians strictly on our website, period. And I highly doubt that I'll be doing any auctions on jumbos probably ever again, because I just can't keep in stock at all. But very good question. So yeah, the website will have everything. eBay store will have most of everything, and the auctions, pretty much I'll do a bunch of fun colors with rares, mixes, things like that. And it'll have everything on there, including new colors that I'm introducing. For example, when I start the auctions, whenever that is, within the next couple of weeks, my first auction will be the first set of brand new jumbos that will be available. So they won't even be on the website yet. They'll be strictly on the auction site because, well, they deserve, because they've hung in there waiting for me for so long. I want to do something fun. So we try to do a lot of fun stuff on the auction page. The eBay store is going to be most of everything, but the website will always have everything. Very good question, though. Raquel from East Texas, welcome. I did block that idiot. Thank you very much, I think. Yep, I did. Sorry, I just got to it. Mike says, are the pearls feather sexable? They are. Easiest way to explain it is a pearl is an Italian with the feed gene. So it changes the brown to black, it changes the gold to white, and there's your pearl. I unfortunately have to get a drink because my throat is on fire. Hold on just a second. Sorry. Okay, Mark says, I'm from Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Welcome. I've been to Sandusky. I stayed for about 2 weeks there on a job that I used to have, training a new business. Sandusky's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Mark, do you give farm tours? We do, normally. Because we're trying to get... Sorry. Because we're trying to be certified and approved to do international shipping, we are following much stricter guidelines. And because of that, sorry, because of that, we have to be a little bit more careful on tours and things like that. We will be doing them again. We're still working on everything, but due to the COVID thing, everything got really backed up. We still have to get approved, and they really don't want anybody in until we have more stuff in place. So we are working on it. I do have some virtual tours on the YouTube channel. As far as live tours go, we will be doing it as fast as we can and as soon as possible. But we want to make sure that we get that approved first and make sure it's okay to do. Very good question. Andrea says, hello from Tennessee. We had 22 eggs out of 30 to hatch. Wonderful. Congratulations. That's wonderful. David says, do you candle? And if so, what do you use to candle? We use a candler that's called Incubrite. Incubrite. I believe it's on Amazon. And yes, we candle on day 14 when we move them over to lockdown. Mainly I candle just because I like to know what my fertility is at all times. If I wasn't hatching out, if I just had, 10, 20, 30 birds, I probably wouldn't candle at all. But it's nice to know. Usually I can find out if I have a fertility issue before anyone tells me that they had a bad hatch, because I'm hatching out weekly. So I usually can find out right away and make adjustments immediately. I have not been able to put any eggs in for the past couple of weeks just because we've been selling all the eggs. But I have been putting eggs in the past 2 weeks, so I will be candling starting again. Very good question. Tyler says, is the growl fee or the fab fee closer to black and white? The growl fee is. Very good question. What time do your lights come on and off for the Lairs? We do... it's usually 7 in the morning. It's usually around midnight. It varies, to be honest with you, a little bit here and there. I would say on a normal day at 7 a.m. the lights are on, midnight the lights are off. Is it just me or is it my out of sync? Yeah, it's my internet. I apologize. How do you introduce a new male at 6 months? Very good question. There's actually a blog that Jenna wrote that will be able to explain it better than I can. And it is how to introduce existing quail. I'm sorry, how to introduce new quail to an existing flock. Long story short, you pull them all out and you know, get on the website, look under blog. It's under there. Jenna wrote it. She's the mastermind. So I would follow her instructions on that. She's much better at that than I am. If I'm raising quail just to sell the egg, should I still have males with layers? Personal choice. I always have males, even in our eating egg cages, just because I can always hatch them out. And then if you have no males, you're going to need males eventually. And if you have no males, can't hatch any out, which means you got to get some. And the males in the cage aren't going to affect the eggs as far eating goes. So, yeah, I always keep males in there. But it's a personal choice. You can always have more room and more hens and more eggs if you don't have any males. So it's just whatever you want to do. Very good question though, but I personally think it's a personal choice. Um, Before I move any further, if you can hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Hi Zach, Kevin from New Orleans. I'm going to be building cages in an incubator soon. eBay has controllers, but I'm not sure which brand or kind would be reliable or best to use. Very good question. I would highly recommend checking out the YouTube channel Caternix Corner. He's got an absolute amazing video on how to build an incubator, and it goes in depth on what he buys as far as temperature control and humidity and things like that, lights and all that stuff. And I think it's really good on there, so I would check that video out, and that should give you a ton of ideas and the best things to use. Plus, if you have any questions with those, that's what he uses, so he would be able to direct you if you have any issues. So I would definitely check out that video on Caternix Corner. If I'm keeping 3.5 quail per square foot, is there enough room for a sand bath, and do you recommend putting in a sand bath for layers? Yes, there is. I don't have I have a temporary sand bath, so it's only for a short amount of time. So yes, I would still put it in there, mainly because they can still use that space, and it's fun for them. So yeah, I do it every other week is when I put it in there and switch it out. Very good question. What brand and or type would you recommend? Of what? I'm sorry, LSWI New Orleans, brand or type of what? Sorry, I need a little bit more clarification. Doug Baum says, congrats on your new trolls. Thank you, I guess. I'm trying to get rid of them. I apologize. Thanks for being patient, everyone. They're 3.5 months old and have stopped laying. They don't look bad. Any ideas? 3.5 months. No. I would probably need a little bit more information. It could be a bunch of different things. I believe, Charles, that you said that you had other cages as well, and they're doing fine. So if that's, it could be that a predator tried to get in, didn't, but scared them. If they get super scared, then they'll stop laying. Doesn't sound like it would be that. If the rest of the cages are laying, I don't think it would be a feed or a light issue. I would throw some electrolytes in there. Maybe some extra protein and calcium. Maybe some mealworms and some oyster shells. Give them some electrolytes in the water and check back. That's what I would do first. Unless you have any other information that I can try to do that. He lost my spot. Caternix Corner says, hello, Zach, and everyone from Florida. Welcome. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Grooves Music Nation. Welcome. Doug says hello from Doug Dixon says hello from New Mexico. Welcome. Billy says, do the Italian lay larger eggs than the standard brown? The standard brown and the no, they're about the same egg. Same size egg. I got a hangnail and it's driving me. Got it. About the same size egg. Yes. Very good question. Robert says, one of my quail is having a problem and was wondering if you could help. He's unable to stand and just flops to his side. I've been giving water with a syringe, but wondering what's wrong with him. Could be a lot of different things. He could have jumped, hit his head, kind of paralyzed him. I've seen that quite a bit. I would throw some electrolytes in the water again. Maybe some Rooster Booster in the feed. And if he doesn't get better within 48 hours, I would call, is what I would do. But those would be the two things that I would check out first. He could have hurt his foot or his leg. You could check for any damages as far as that goes. Or it could be he hit his head and, injured himself pretty bad. Typically, I get rid of them pretty quickly. Just because they don't seem to come around, but it can't hurt trying to give them electrolytes and Rooster Booster in the food to try to help with that. Kissimmee, Florida, Papin Salinas, welcome. I hope I said that right. Steven's here from Bait City, Missouri, welcome. Sexton Outdoors is from Eastern Kentucky, they're in the house, welcome. Jason says, we hatched 3 eggs a couple weeks. We hatched 3 eggs a couple weeks ago. They are already getting big, and I'm afraid they will outgrow the brooder before hatching time arrives. Estimated in mid-July. Any suggestions? We hatched out 3 eggs a couple weeks ago. If there's only 3 quail in the brooder, they can stay in the brooder. They'll outgrow it, but if there's only 3 of them, they wouldn't be over. They should be fine. They should be okay. Thank you for the hatching chart. Really appreciated. Not a problem. Glad I finally sent that to you after weeks of asking. Sorry it took so long. MT547 says, hello, Zach. Michael from Montana. Where did you get your vinyl coated wire? Is it 1/2? It is, and Menards, so big box store. We actually ordered it online. It went to the store. We picked it up because they don't carry it in store, but they do carry it online, and they were by far the cheapest around. Good question. David says, how long do you leave the sand bath in the pen? What size and what kind of container? Usually I find stuff that we were going to throw away that I'm like, oh, I can use that for a little bit. So really anything. And typically it's in there for about 3 days. I usually put it in there for the weekend. So I usually switch the sand baths out when I do the electrolytes every other Friday, and then we'll switch out. But I don't have actual containers. I just use whatever we got around. Sometimes it's just, you know, a box that I cut. You know, I'll just take one of the boxes that we use for eggs, and I'll just cut a small portion out and make a little small box. So it doesn't, you know, in my opinion, the best thing to use would be the Tupperware, you know, but you can use whatever you want. I would rather use disposable stuff and not have to clean and sanitize and worry about it, and I could just throw it away and find something else that's free. Very good question, though. Another question. My 3 quail I hatched are going through a mason jar of water every day. Is that normal? 3 quail, 2, and yeah, if it's a small mason jar. Yeah, sounds about right. They might be a little hot. They're probably drinking a little bit more than what they should. Charles Cruz says, thanks, Zach. I will give it a try and let you know. Wonderful. Let me know. Omar says, hello, Zach. What is the average butcher weight for jumbo wild males? Very good question. So we actually butcher at 8 weeks because I really don't see a huge difference between 8 and 10 weeks as far as the cost and feed and space and time to take care of. I don't see a big, it's just not worth it to me. So we butcher at 8 weeks. We don't just butcher jumbo males. I don't know the top off the top of my head what the jumbo males are. On average, our males are usually around 9.5 to 10 ounces. Sorry. Did not mean that. Please take that back. On average, at 8 weeks, they're usually between 8.5 and 9 ounces when we butcher is typically what they do as far as live weight goes. 8.5 to 9. Lost my spot again. Doug says, what causes a hen to become egg-bound? It could be a couple different things. Most of the time, it's either a calcium or a fiber deficiency from my understanding and my experience, but it could be a bunch of different things. Usually it's a calcium or fiber issue, most of the time. Robert says, thanks for the answer, Zach. You're welcome. I don't remember what the answer was, but I hope it helped. If you can, I'm running out of questions. If you have any, feel free to ask. But if you could hit that like button, I would really, really appreciate it. How many males should I put in a 3x2 cage with 9 females for good fertility? Is that enough room? Well, 3x2 is 6. 6 times 3 is, oh yeah, you've got plenty of room. I would do 3 males. 3, 6, no. Move. I would... Oof. Oh, wait, no. You only have 9 hens. I'm doing... Wow, I'm doing math way past that. 9 hens. I would do two males is what I would do, and you would have plenty of room. So 2 males for 9 hens. I've run through 3 hatches with 2 different incubators, both accurate, following 40 to 50% humidity, then 65 at lockdown and 99.6 to 100 when incubator operates in whole numbers. Each set has been from different breeders, but I haven't gotten more than 25 to 30% hatch rate. None were from your eggs. Well, that's good. I mean, not good. I get the correct number of birds to pip, but they seem to not break through the membrane and don't make it out after pipping zipping. Any ideas on what it might be? I would probably put a bunch of money on a humidity issue. I would bump your humidity up to about 75 to 80%. I think it's running a little low. So 75 is ideal, but I think it's running a little low, so I would be okay with saying that you should go to 80% humidity, and that should probably fix your issue. If they're not breaking through the egg, it's almost, if they're completely developed and they don't hatch, it is almost always a humidity issue, no matter what. So I would say your humidity is probably not working as well as you were hoping. But even if it is working just right, I would still bump it up to 75% to 80%, no matter what. That's what I do here. That's what I recommend. That's what's on the hatching guide when I ship out hatching eggs. And I think you would be able to take that 25% hatch rate to a 75% hatch rate by just changing it by 10 to 15%. But good luck. Should I turn down the temp? Heat lamp is at 100, 2-week-old. Didn't think about water consumption being related to heat. Yes, I would take the heat lamp maybe off at 2 weeks old. They should be more like 80 degrees at 2 weeks. So yeah, if you keep that heat lamp on them this week, they'll start picking their feathers back and they don't grow back because they're going to get overheated. The water is a big issue with the overheating. Depending on if they're inside or in a building and it's warm where you are, I would maybe even think about taking the light off during the day and just letting it on at night, or covering the top up and not using it at all for a week. But you're getting close to that spot where they're not going to need heat anymore anyway. Do you have any updated videos on how you butcher? Is the method without using scissors to remove the head? We did do a butcher video. I am a little messy. So when I do things, whether it's butchering or calling for falconers or collecting eggs, I am always a disaster afterwards. I don't know what I do, but I'm a mess. So anyways, last time we butchered, I said, let's do a new video because I don't use scissors. I'll show them how I do it. So on and so forth. I know I'll get a lot of people that don't like it. This week, I had like 4 or 6 comments on YouTube saying that my quail look miserable in the cages and how would I feel if I lived in a cage. I mean, I knew I was going to upset people, but you know, I thought it would be interesting to show people how we butcher now. However, YouTube wouldn't let me upload it, and it was because I had too much blood on me and too graphic. It wouldn't upload. So I do need to come up with a new scenario and a new way to do it next time, but I would like to do that next time we butcher, yes. Jason says, sorry, I'm new to this and have a ton of questions. Not a problem, that's why I'm here. Hopefully I'm helping out. Christy says, can you use can you use beach sand for a sand bath? You can, sure. Do I have to bake it first? No, I don't think so. I haven't. No, you can use it. Let's see. Hey Zach, we got our second generation hatch from your eggs. What's the best way to introduce when the time is right? Um, I did mention it before. If you missed it, I would highly recommend going on our website, myshirefarm.com, going to the blog section, and Jenna wrote a great article, I don't know, a couple years ago that is titled Introducing New Quail to an Existing Flock. I would highly recommend you print that out and read it over, and that should help you tremendously with that. She wrote it better than what I could ever say. Um, Christy says, what temp should my brooder be at heading into week 3? Off. I don't use heat lamp after week 3. Again, I would keep an eye on them. It depends on it. It depends on your temperature. It depends on the weather. It depends where you're located, where they're at, if it's insulated, if it's not insulated. I mean, there's a ton of things. But typically at 2.5 weeks, I don't use any more heat. I just cover up the top so there's no cold air getting in, or not a lot of cold air getting in. The heat kind of is trapped in there. So I don't use a heat lamp, but their body heat keeps them warm. They're typically fully feathered at 2.5 to 3 weeks old. And then, yeah, so just keep an eye on that. But yeah, I don't use a heat lamp any after week 3 for sure. Is it safe to use a rooster hatch from a mother to breed with her again? How many times can you do this? Is it safe to use a rooster hatched from a mother to breed with her again? How many times can you do it? You can. You can. The most I've ever done it is twice. So that's all I know. I've only needed to do it twice because I got what I wanted out of it. Um, I've heard that you can go much longer than that. I've heard it's like 7 or 8 times, but I honestly have no idea. But I've done it twice and it's been fine. Good question. What? How breeder? How many breeder male and females would you do in 5 square feet? I recommend 3 to 4 quail per square feet. I kind of lean towards the 3 quail per square feet, so 15. And I recommend a 5 to 1 ratio. They are inside, but AC is going. Yeah, I would probably just cover the tops and see if that works. If obviously they're cuddled together, then they're too cold. You'll need to put some heat on them. But if you cover the tops and let their body heat keep each other warm, you probably don't need a heat lamp anymore. I was where you lost your place a bit ago. Kurt Goen, North Central Iowa, liked and subscribed. Thank you very much. Did not mean to miss that. I apologize. But welcome from North Central Iowa. I appreciate you hitting the like button and subscribing. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Do you recommend splitting the males and females when they are sexable? I don't, just because there's really no issues until they're sexually mature, and that's typically when I'm moving them anyway. So no, I keep them all together until it's time to put them into breeding cages. Very good question though, and you can, and there's nothing wrong with splitting them up early, but I don't spend the time doing it just because they all get along until the males start coming into their own, I guess. Ordered 25 eggs, receives 30. Set 29 as one broke, had 25 born. So 100% hatch rate. All healthy and now growing like weeds. Congratulations, Deb. That is absolutely wonderful. If you are still on, if you could let me know what eggs you ordered. I am starting to keep track of that. But congratulations. Thank you. Are you caught up? Are you caught up on birds, especially jumbos, looking to add quail to my operation? Live birds are going to be about 6 to 8 weeks out. Jumbos are about 2 weeks out. Jumbo whites are 3 weeks out. Everything else is on the website, I do believe, and on eBay now. What's the magic formula to create sparkly color birds? Takes a couple generations, takes a while, took us about a year and a half to do. But it consists of pansy males and jumbo wild hens. Did I say that right? Pansy males and jumbo wild hens. Yes, I did say that right. But it takes quite a bit of time to do. Also, what was your question? What's the magic formula to create sparkly colored birds? You would go to myshirefarm.com and then buy, I don't know, 120 count of sparkly if you want. You could do that too, save you a lot of time. But no, it's a pansy hen and a pharaoh male. Takes quite a while to get there though. Regarding incubators, is it best to have multiple smaller ones or one large one like a GQF 1502? If you want to hatch weekly, what manufacturer do you recommend? Very, very good question. We build our own, so I've never owned a GQF. I assume that you can swear by them. I mean, I think they're the best on the market, but I've never owned one. It's a personal choice. If someone wants to jump in and let them know what you do, that would be great. We have, we build our own, and we've got two very, very, very large incubators that we use. It's nice to be able to clean out during hatches, especially if you're going to be hatching out weekly. But the incubator really doesn't get dirty very often because there's really nothing going on in there. The hatcher, on the other point, you want to make sure that you're cleaning out pretty well with all the dust and all this, that, and the other. Very good question, though. Tyler says, just wanted to say thank you for what you stand for and your approach to people and your customers. The world needs more people like you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Local feed store wants to buy any extra birds I have. Any recommendations on pricing? Age of birds to safely sell. Well, that's great. I would get the most out of it that you can. I would start the negotiations at what are you wanting to purchase. If it was me, I wouldn't give them a starting point. I would have them say a starting point, or the way I've done it before is I've worded it, and how much are you wanting to sell them for? Because then we can just get down to it. Hey, if you're selling them for 5, obviously you want to make a profit. The company, the local feed store wants to make a profit, so they don't really care what they're buying it from you. They care about what they're selling it for and how much money they're making. So if you start off with, okay, how much are you selling them for? Well, I wanted to sell them for $2 a chick. Okay, well, I sell them for $2 a chick. So if you guarantee me, or if we have a contract saying that you'll buy, 100 a week, then how about we do $1.25? I'll take 75 cents off a chick just for you in bulk, and you still make 75 cents like that, or whatever the case may be, however you want to do it. They might say, I want to sell them for $1 each, and you're like, I sell them for $2 each on the farm, so I can't do that. I mean, but you don't want to set yourself up where you might go low, and they might capitalize on that. So let them make the first negotiation, and I would more talk about their customers than what they want, is how I would do it. But you guys can do it however you want. That was just how I would do it. Very good question, though. And congratulations and good luck. Doug says, on the poor hatch rate, could it have something to do with getting more air into the incubator? On the poor hatch rate, could it have something to do with getting more air into the incubator? It could. It could. Yeah, it could. I still think it's a humidity issue, just because it sounded as though they were pipping or 100% fully developed and just not breaking through, which usually means that the egg is just too hard and they were too weak to break through it. It could be though. That's a possibility. Very good point. I did not think about that. Good job. Jason says, okay, I just turned down to 75 degrees. Looking to remove completely this week after seeing how they do overnight. Looking to remove completely after seeing how they do overnight. I would let it be for about 48 hours. It really can't hurt, but typically you want to wait about 48 hours when you make something like that change. But hopefully that'll help you a lot. I definitely think that'll help you more in the future for sure. Giga Spud says, thanks, you're welcome. Rose Cold Rake Heather, I don't know why that was so hard for me. Could you do a video on butchering for raw feed and falconry? I could try. I don't know if they'll download it. I can try. In fact, I've got someone picking up frozen quail this week, and I have not done that. So I will write that down on my notes. And if I can set all that up, I will be happy to do that video. I don't know if they'll post it on YouTube. They're kind of getting a little particular on things, but there's no reason why I couldn't send it to you in a message or text if you're wanting to know how we do it. We do falconry calls and butchering completely different. So long story short, with butchering, I completely ripped the head off. I completely ripped the head off. And for falconry, I actually do not. The head stays on, and I don't use any shears or anything like that. I like the way I do it, so I'd be happy to try to show you. We'll see if it works. Very good question. David says, could you upload the culling video on your website, video or Google Drive? Oh, the website would be a great idea. I have no idea why I didn't even think about that. Wonderful idea. Super simple. I have no idea why I didn't even think of it. Great idea. Yeah, I can do the falconry and the butcher video. I think I still have the butcher video. I usually delete stuff off my phone just because it overloads and has no storage. I might still have that video. But the falconry one I can do for sure. Great idea. Thank you. David says, where did you get the cool t-shirt? I got the cool t-shirt quite a while ago. I've actually purchased some products that I'm still waiting to come in. So as soon as they come in, I'll be introducing them to you. I'm pretty excited about them, really happy about it. So there are some apparel things coming your way. Some of my Goldens have really light chest but have dark black mask. Not the brown face. Is the face mask more reliable to tell the difference? Some of my Goldens have really light chests. They're males. Yeah, they're males, for sure. The face mask will tell you quite a bit, but Italians, golds in general, can be dark or light. It really doesn't matter. They're both males. The difference is, do they have a pattern? If they have a pattern, then they're a hen. If they're plain, whether it's dark or light, they're going to be a male every time. But yeah, the head will give it away as well. Salvador says, hello, Zach and Terry from Puerto Rico. Welcome. Deb says, I ordered the feather sexable birds that, oh, 100%. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Deb. I appreciate that. That's wonderful. Hello from South Africa. What will you say best humidity for incubation lockdown? I recommend 45% at incubation. I recommend 75% at lockdown. Wow, what is the best channel I have? This is the best channel I have found that has great Q&A sessions. Thanks. Thanks for your knowledge and time devoted to educating us newbies straight from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much. I really do try. It doesn't always come off as helpful, but I do try. Scott says, if I was to breed a tuxedo to a tuxedo, would it produce tuxedo chicks or go back to more of a dominant color? Very good question. It will produce tuxedo chicks, but tuxedos will never hatch out 100% true. because it is a, you know, let's say you have a Tibetan tuxedo. A Tibetan tuxedo you got by introducing a Tibetan, full Tibetan, and a full white together. After a couple generations, you got a tuxedo out of it. You got the white chest, you got the Tibetan back. Now, if you put Tibetan with Tibetan, I'm sorry, if you put tuxedo with tuxedo, you will get about 60% hatch tuxedo. The 40% will also be white and Tibetan because of their past lineage. But that's what we do, and yeah, I like it. I have 50 eggs from your variety pack in lockdown day 1. That's great. Good luck. What type of birds are typically in your variety pack, and how do you choose them? It really varies, but typically we try to make sure that you have at least 10 colors in there, minimum. So it varies on what's going on. Very good question. Um, Rose Cold Rake Heather. I just wanted to say it to see if I could say it this time. I think I did a little bit better. Still need to work on it. But they say thanks. Jason says, Deb, what incubator are you using? Hilltop Outdoors says, I see a lot of questions about Jumbo Wild availability. If anyone is new to this and is set on Jumbo Wilds for their hatch, consider a mix batch. I was set on Jumbos, but they weren't available, so I got a mix from Zach. So glad I did. Beautiful colors, and it's so much more enjoyable to watch them feather out. If you're doing this more for a hobby or your own self-sufficiency, I can't recommend the mix enough. I actually 100% fully 100% agree. The mix will get you quite a bit of stuff. Honestly, I really like the mix. I agree with everything that Hilltop Outdoors said, but I would highly recommend you looking at the Feather Sexable mix as well, because there's going to be Jumbo Wilds in there, Jumbo Egyptians in there. There's going to be Fab Fees in there. There's going to be Pearls and Snowies. I mean, there's going to be a variety, but they're all Feather Sexable. Most of them are on the larger side, such as Jumbo Wilds, Jumbo Egyptians, Fab Fees, Sparklies, and so yeah, I would highly recommend the Feather Sexable mix as well. You won't get as many jumbos out of it as ordering actual jumbos, but you do get Feather Sexable birds. You get on the larger side of them, and you get a variety. But yeah, I highly recommend the mixes, the variety choice on the website, just because you get the best out of everything. You're gonna get jumbos, you're gonna get rares, you're gonna get fun colors, you're gonna get new stuff. I really enjoy it. They all lay 300 eggs a year, so thank you, Hilltop Outdoors. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Perfect. Thanks. I'm looking to get more whites from my white breeding pen as well. There you go. How did the driving Q&A go last weekend? Did you record any of it? How did the driving Q&A go last weekend? I don't remember. I was not on last weekend. There was, I think, 2 weeks ago, there was that, but I did pull over. Went fine. Thanks so much. That explains why I had a bad hatch rate. Well, 50% probably not bad for first hatch. I had it on 60% and lockdown at 70. 60% humidity during incubation process can affect the hatch rate, just because you can kind of drown the eggs a little bit if it's that high. So 45% would be ideal during incubation. 70 would be okay. I think it was more of the incubation process, but I would do 75%. 50% hatch rate on your first batch ever, I think, is great. So I still think you did a great job. I think you can move that up to about 70 to 75% if you change that aspect, though. So good luck. Deb says, I use the 1610 egg turner with 6 universal and 6 quail racks. Cool. Tim says, hello, Zach. What age should I separate males from females? What age should I separate males from females? Oh, I usually do about week 7. If they're vent sexing, then you probably need to wait till week 8, 9. But I can typically figure out feather sexable and vent sexing at week 7. They're not fully mature yet, so they're not picking on each other or being mean to each other. So I do week 7. Week 8 would work out fine as well. Good question. David says, Zach, thank you for who you are and your interest in helping all of us newbies, even when you aren't feeling 100%. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That is the last question or comment. I hope that I helped you guys out. We will be back on next Sunday. Sorry. We will be back on next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am hoping to have at least 2 really big announcements. As soon as I've got eggs available, we will be doing the auction site on Facebook again. And the first auction that I'll be doing is a set of our brand new jumbos. So if you're on Facebook, check that out. Once I do the auction for the weekend, I will be putting them on the website. So you can check that out as well. I don't know if it'll be this weekend or next. I'm hoping this coming up weekend, but it's just going to depend on how orders go. Number 2, we did hit over 10,000 members on our Facebook Newbie Quail Lovers page, which is just awesome. It is a wonderful group of people. I highly recommend you join. You will get a ton of great information from fellow quail lovers, different experiences, and be able to share as well. So I'm very excited about that. Because of that excitement, we will be doing a contest and a giveaway starting tomorrow on the Newbie Quail Lovers page. I will be announcing the winner on here next Sunday at 7 p.m. And then I will be posting on Newbie Quail Lovers who the winner is. So check that out. Hopefully I'll have 2 more big announcements for you next week as soon as I can. And thank you everybody for showing up, supporting. I hope I helped. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And until next time, we will see you then. Mike says, great show. Thank you. Thank you very much. Verna says, the Newbie and Beyond Newbies. They're great Facebook pages. Thank you very much. Living Life at Home says, thanks a lot, Zach. I appreciate it. If you have any other questions, feel free to message me on Facebook or text. If not, then I will see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. right here. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Stay safe. God bless.